Hi guys, it's me, it's Tiffany. You're here for Tiffany TV, bringing you one step closer to transforming your own life through the stories of my own. Okay, I want to talk about two words that I used yesterday in my last Tiffany TV in relation to drinking and alcohol, and the words I want to talk about are freedom and escape. And this has been an ongoing theme or issue with me where I always feel like no matter where I am and no matter what I'm doing, that I always feel like I should be doing something else or being somewhere else. Like I'm never settled or content or just feeling like I am where I'm supposed to be. So no matter how much I have done, or no matter how much I have going on, or how much I have in the future happening where I know I'm gonna go somewhere else or be somewhere else, I constantly am feeling this need to be moving. And it has to do with my life path. I'm a number 5. Adventure is part of my thing. Being in new places, meeting new people, like the whole new aspect is definitely a theme in my life. And so when I was drinking a lot, it was a long time before I realized that I was drinking to escape that feeling, because it was the only time that I felt the relief that I could just be myself, that I could be in the moment, that I didn't have to be anywhere else, that I didn't have to do anything else. I didn't have to worry about what people were thinking about me or about cleaning my house or about like who I was supposed to be. I could just be me and be fabulous, and I could just be. It was the only time I felt like I could be instead of do. And it was enchanting. It was definitely that feeling of relief and reprieve from the heaviness of always feeling like you were missing something, or you weren't living up to your potential, or you weren't doing enough or being enough, that you had to always be searching for the next thing. It was exhausting, and I was heavy under the weight of that. And so I didn't realize until very, very much later that I was using alcohol as a form of coping to escape from my life. Like I definitely, even though I had everything, which made me feel even more guilty and horrible and shamed that I had everything, and I had a beautiful family and wonderful children and incredible friends, and my husband loved me ever since we were 17, and everything was wonderful. And then all of a sudden, all I wanted to do was run away. And then I would just feel horrible about feeling that way. And so then I would drink so that I could escape that feeling, but then also numb the pain of guilt and shame and never ending cycle. And so when I use the words escape with drinking now, it means something so different to me. And I think that one of the themes in my life has always been that I wasn't actually searching to escape. I was seeking freedom. And so it was this elusive freedom that I thought I was giving myself by partaking in drugs and alcohol that would like disassociate me from my reality, that would break away, me from being in the present moment. But it was sort of like a blurred thing that I didn't have to think about my to-do lists and everything I was responsible for and all the things that I wanted to do with my life to prove that I was worthy of love, or whatever those emotions that I was denying, the anger, the sadness, the despair, the depression, all of that stuff that I was in total denial of, and then creating even more anxiety on top of that, because I would have these periods of time where I would have these moments of like temporary relief imagined in my mind through drinking, and then I would stop drinking, and then I'd be like, everything would come crashing down on me, and it was even worse than it was before. Because the fact is, if you're not dealing with those things, they don't go away. You just put a band-aid on them. The wound is still there. When you rip the band-aid off, you're like, oh, look, it's still there. Still there. Anyway, what I realized was that I was searching for freedom. And what I know about freedom is that freedom is not something that happens on the outside. Freedom is something that happens within. And freedom is something that you find the stillness, the peace, the calm, the steadiness, the essence of divine, of your knowing your truth, of knowing who exactly you are, your soul connection, and feeling that you are already living your purpose just by existing, and that there is nothing you can do that will make you more than you already are, because you are already perfect and incredible exactly the way that you are. And the freedom that I was seeking was not on the outside of me. It was nothing on the outside that I was taking in was going to solve that problem for me, that I had to have that freedom on the inside. And the thing about that freedom is, sure, you can have freedom when you go on vacation. You can escape your life. You can not have the same responsibilities. You can have someone making your food and cleaning your room and not have to feed your dogs and not have to go to school and not have to go to work. And you can have this perceived sense of freedom. But the fact is, when you have the true freedom, like the freedom that is actually in knowing exactly who you are, that freedom goes with you anywhere you go. It doesn't matter if you're home. It doesn't matter if you're on vacation. It doesn't matter if you're at work or if you're at school. It doesn't matter, because the freedom comes with you everywhere you are, and you are already free. So this essentially is the biggest shift for me in why and how I feel like I can drink alcohol, is because after years and years and years of using alcohol in a very abusive and very inappropriate and dangerous way, that I don't feel like I need to do that anymore, which is what allows me to choose when, where, how much, why. I have very strict rules about my drinking. And if it is because I think I'm doing it so that I can escape, I will never have a drink. If it is so that I don't have to deal with my anger or my frustration or my sadness, I will not have a drink. If my mind is telling me, Tiffany, you should have a drink, I will not have a drink. If I've been thinking about it and planning it and saying, on this day, this is what I'm going to do, I'm going to drink, and then I'm thinking about it, I will not have a drink. Not have a drink. Those are the problems. Those are the problems for me. I'm not saying they're the problems for everybody, but I'm saying what I have learned about myself is that those are my problems. Divine told me when I channeled once, they said, drinking for you is not a problem unless you think that it is. And so for me, whenever I'm thinking about drinking, that's when I know it's a problem. For me. I have done so much radical acceptance and love and healing in this way that I can truly say with all of my heart that I am no longer an alcoholic, and I do not have addiction issues any longer. It is an absolute miracle. It is a miracle. It is a miracle I never ever thought that I would live to see. It's a miracle I never thought was possible for me. And it is a miracle that I am happy to share with the entire world. Okay, Tiffany TV, I love you. Freedom, escape. What are your thoughts on freedom, escape? I would like to know how you find freedom or how you feel freedom. Yeah, freedom. It's a beautiful thing on the inside. Be free wherever you go. Ciao for now.